Are we ready to go? Great. Hi there. Good to see you all. I'm hoping to get a little bit of audience participation during this short session. So I just wanted to start by asking, if you really hate audience participation, just raise your hand for me. Second question, if you believe in telekinesis, raise my hand. Anyway, I want to talk about relevance and how to stay relevant in the ever-changing comms landscape. And to do that, I'm going to end up doing a demo of a rather exciting integration we've got that not only features WhatsApp, which is a brand new integration, but also has conversational AI. All of that in the one, and Microsoft Teams, all in one demo. My name is David Duffett, and if we've not had a chance to meet, I do the corporate ambassador work for Simwood. I come to events like this and I talk about the technology. If you've not come across Simwood, where have you been? Simwood are a software-defined carrier. We're straight talking, we're forward-thinking, but that software-defined piece is very important because it means we own our entire stack. We didn't build a wholesale carrier by putting boxes in racks and trying to glue them together with disparate APIs. We built it from scratch. So our IP in there, and what that allows us to do is be very agile in what we're doing. I'll come on to some examples in a moment. Now, when I think about staying relevant, and we've already heard in this conference people talking about the decline of revenue from minutes, and of course what goes hand in hand with that is actually the decline of minutes as well, because the minutes is disappearing in some cases into other places. The two words that come to my mind are functionality and connectivity. The functionality piece is all about adding value so that instead of just transiting minutes around the place, we can generate revenue from doing extra things for our clients. And the other one is connectivity, because although we've had the PSTN and of course we've had IP telephony sit for quite a long time now, there are other games in town. And so we need to kind of follow the minutes to an extent and offer that connectivity too. On the functionality front, we're familiar, aren't we, with things like calendar integration and workflow. We've heard from VCOMs, just Pulver's been here. In fact, Mark was just talking from ECG about VCOMs as well. VCOMs are a very, very powerful source of information. They're not getting used to their full potential yet, but they will do. And so the CCA is a great place to stay tuned for more information about VCOMs. But the other thing that gets mentioned all the time is conversational AI. And you might remember, if you came to the Solutions Showcase in St. Petersburg last year, that I did a conversational AI demo that might have featured talk of the Joe Marion fan club. Do you remember that? Well, I've got a little bit of conversational AI, but it's not voice. We're going to do it by text in this example. So conversational AI is very, very much part of the picture. But on the connectivity front, as I mentioned, where there's other games in town. And so in the Simwood network, we've got all the goodness in the globally distributed core, but we've got lots of different connectivity options. I've got a block diagram to show that in a moment. The most recent one, and I believe we're only one of 2 companies in the world to do this, is we have a full WhatsApp for Business integration. So that means you can offer your clients connectivity with quite a large number of authenticated users. WhatsApp is where 3 billion different people hang out. And if you're wondering about WhatsApp, you might think, well, hold on a minute, I thought WhatsApp was free. Couldn't you actually make any money with WhatsApp? And the answer is yes, you can. It is free for people to use. In fact, it's the world's favourite communications app. It's what people use for their family groups, to talk to their friends. Now, how many of you are WhatsAppers here? Okay, do you remember when you signed up in the first place, you had to prove you owned the phone number, right? So you're authenticated users. We're not worrying about stir and shaking for mitigating against spoofing. We've got something here that's already authenticated, and it's secure end-to-end communication as well. As I already mentioned, consumers love it, businesses love it. How many people travel in Latin America or Asia? Can you attest to WhatsApp over there? Yeah, it's all over, isn't it? I'm married to a Brazilian lady, I'm very blessed. And in Brazil, everything is on WhatsApp. It doesn't matter whether you want to order a pizza or a burger, buy a refrigerator, maybe even buy a house or sell a house. A lot of that is going to get transacted on WhatsApp. It's all over the place. In the UK, it's picking up as well. And in America, there are already 91 million WhatsApp users. So, it's not a small thing that we're talking about. It's very exciting indeed. Have a look at who's using it. Here's Amazon in the UK. And I want to highlight two things to you. Number one, Amazon are proud to announce that they're here on WhatsApp to offer you all the best deals. But look at this. They've got a little button to go and do some business with them as well. And even in WhatsApp Business, voice communications are actually still free. But what's chargeable is templated messages. And these are very, very powerful marketing tools. And so not only can you give access to up to 3 million people to come into your clients' businesses for free on the favourite communications app they were already using for everything else, but the businesses can actually broadcast messages out as well. So there's a lot of potential and there's revenue opportunities just there. Now, we've got this thing called a Simwood potato, because a potato is like the picture we use to encapsulate all of that IP native, API driven goodness, our globally distributed core that's available in lots of different points of presence. But we needed another diagram, and so we've got a nice block diagram here. And this one shows Simwood in the core. Simwood is represented by that little fish. You can see on the right hand side we've got Microsoft Teams access. We've had that for a good while with Operator Connect. We've also, of course, had SIP connectivity. That's what we were built for. We were able to offer legacy telco connectivity for people that needed ISDN and such. And down at the bottom, can you see that dinosaur? That's our connection to the old world. We call it Bring Your Own Carrier. And so if you've got 100,000 DIDs housed with a carrier, and it would be a real pain to port them, and you want some Simwood goodness, we offer Bring Your Own Carrier to our carrier, where you can hairpin through our network and pick up a lot of the goodness without having to go through all of that work. So, what have we got in the network, inside that Simwood core? Well, we've got all the sorts of things you'd expect. We've got transcoding, we've got recording, compliant recording. You can store your compliant records on your own infrastructure. We've got AI agents that I'll show you in a moment. Sentiment analysis. And look down at the bottom, nuisance call mitigation. We are a clean carrier. We actually stop a lot of calls with which we could make a huge amount of money because we don't want to pass them on. We do over 250 checks to every call that comes in before we decide whether we're going to move it along. Now, let me get to the demo. I just want to re-emphasise those multiple channels though. We're pretty much an any in, any out kind of player. The only thing you can't do, and this is because of meta restrictions, you can't do WhatsApp direct to PSTN. That's a bit of a no-no, but everything else is fair game. So what am I going to do in the demo? You have to look carefully because actually it's very small writing for this. What I'm going to do is do a demo where I'm going to message on WhatsApp, and it's actually going to go through to an AI agent that's going to reply to my messages. But in our WhatsApp integration, you can direct the messaging one way and the voice calls in another direction. You can put them through to the same place, you can put them through to the same AI agent if you wanted to, but I'm going to do it differently. So we're going to have an AI conversation in this fictional example I've called WhatsApp Doc. Because what happens here is we've got a health centre on the other end, and the health centre has got an AI receptionist, but if you need to talk to a member of staff like a doctor, that's going to come into Microsoft Teams, because the doctors are hanging out on Teams. So, first of all, we've got the AI conversation, and then when we want to talk to a doctor, we've got a voice call that's going to go through the Simwood network from WhatsApp and come out into Microsoft Teams, all without touching the PSTN. Does that sound exciting? Shall we go for it? Yes. Okay, demo time. What's going to happen here is the good people at CCA asked us to do recording. So I've done a recording, and it saves me having to type things as I'm talking to you. What I've got here is I've got my mobile phone mirrored onto my desktop. I've also got Microsoft Teams, and so what I'm doing is I'm tapping a little message here, and what I'm initially saying is, hello there, is that the health centre? So if you watch very carefully, you'll see that we'll get an agentic response come through here on WhatsApp. Just takes a second, then it'll pop up and say hello. It says, I'm the CC, the Cloud Communications or Cloud Connect Solutions Showcase Demo Health Centre. How can I help? And I'm going to say, I think I might have broken my arm. Now, I just want to point out, by the way, that I did not do a lot of programming here. All of its health knowledge comes from the large language model. It's quite amazing. I didn't teach it this, it just knows because it's all in the LLM. So, I said I think I might have broken my arm. It says, well, sorry to hear that. Help me understand the situation, tell me more about it. So I'm putting it in there. And what I'm going to do is because this screen recording didn't capture the audio of the phone call, I'm going to do a world first. I'm going to hybrid a live phone call over the top of a presentation in a minute. Now, can you see, I'm saying I fell over on the sidewalk. I can move my fingers and my hand, so everything's pretty good. And it's going to come back and give me a little bit of advice in a moment. You can see, it says, actually, you really ought to talk to a healthcare professional, and I've got this advice for you. Did it in England, so it's got the NHS. But I'm now going to say, watch what happens just here. I'm going to say, okay, but actually what I'd like to do, really, is to speak to a doctor. That'd be my ideal solution right now. And watch what happens when I say that. You can see I'm typing quite slowly there. And this will show you the power of this integration. I've said I want to talk to a doctor. Watch what it says. It said, no problem, just tap the call button in this actual chat. So I'm going to do that here, as you see me doing there. I'm going to go to my voice call. And you can see it's actually coming up. This is my, although it's on the video, this is my live Teams as well, so I'll answer it. And you can see I'm on Teams now, maybe with a little bit of a delay. And there's some real live voice traffic there as well. And that's come from WhatsApp into the Simwood network, out via Operator Connect to Teams, doesn't even touch the site, didn't touch the PSTN at all. So I'm just going to hang that bad boy up and come back to the presentation. But very importantly, you can see I'm just wrapping up there and saying thank you, because I've had the chat with the doctor now. This is the right time for questions, because I never ever end on a Q&A. So before I finish with a summary, has anybody got any questions they'd like to ask? Or are you all suitably impressed?
Absolutely impressed. Where's the financial for the WhatsApp business?
WhatsApp business is largely within templated messages.
But who pays for it? I mean, do you Simwood have a better deal?
Yeah, we're actually a certified Meta partner. We went through all of that, and so you can do everything through our portal. But when you first set up, it takes you into Facebook actually to actually do the proper logging in and everything for your Meta numbers. And if you want to, a little bit later, I've got a US number set up so you can try it out for yourself with your own WhatsApp. Got all sorts of things. So there's the demo. Let me finish up then. And by the way, I will be available afterwards for any more questions or if you want to try it out yourself. You can stay ahead of the crowd by being relevant, and that means going to where the minutes are going in some cases. And Simwood are a partner that allows you to do that. 3 billion authenticated clients with secure communication with them. There are revenue opportunities, not just templated messages, but more within the WhatsApp world. And with the Simwood implementation, you can separately route your messaging traffic to your voice traffic. You don't have to, but you can. So we've got all the best functionality over any channel you want. It's been a pleasure talking to you, a pleasure telling you about the solution, but the real pleasure will come when you implement it and make money with it. Thanks very much. And there's a tiny QR code there for you if you want to take a little scan to get more information. I will.